Hello guys, hello there. So in this session I'll be giving you the brief idea on object oriented programming, and I'll be giving you the definitions on classes and objects. Before getting into it, programming can be written in two ways. One, using the normal function model, as in the function module, where you will write a code and the logical stuff you will be giving in functions, where you will be seeing where it has a stack and return values. But programmers are recommended not to go with functions. Yes, functions has lot of advantages. It's quite advantageous and it's quite simpler. But being a programmer, writing a program in object oriented has highest priority. Yes, if a program is written in some sequential order, that gives a clear idea. If they are hiring you, they will look onto the code and the proper structure. Here the structural is one of the unique thing in a logical way. Yes, so you have to, so the basic idea here represents the combination of classes and objects. So in this session I will be giving you the brief definition, or I will be giving you the brief idea what are classes, objects, and with some example stuff. Yes, so let's see the definition on classes or on objects. But here in this session I will be giving you the two definitions, one with the normal definitions or layman's term, how a normal person can define classes and objects. The next thing comes the how a programmer are defining, they do have some proper definition or well-known definition on classes and objects. Yes, next, one of the very unique, and it's a layman's term on classes. He defines a class is a blueprint for objects. This statement is so trivial, sir. This statement is so trivial. A class is a blueprint for objects. No idea, because we haven't got the much clarity. Yes, here comes the proper visualization on classes. Here the group of something represents the class. Let's take Indian players. The players represents the class, but the players, a group of players represent the classes, but each individual member or a player represents the object in the class. Yes, probably you will be seeing some of the key points. From one class several objects can be created. Yes, obviously this statement gives the proper and the technical, obviously it's a layman's term, but still we can get some technical terminology. A class, okay, In a group of players, usually BCCI will allocate some unique players with their skills. They will select, they'll have some programs, or they will test their ability test, and so by getting all the results they will select. So in a class there can be n number of objects created simultaneously or a specific thing, and each object is known as an instance of a particular class. It's an alternate definition of an object, or it's an statement, or it's an word for object. Yeah, object can be said like instance. Yeah, this is a group of players, but like he is one object, so each object can be told as instances. So for examples, we'll be seeing the cricketers is a class, describes how cricketer would like the way, the shoes, all the stuff and what operations, and can be continued in similar manner. You can imagine how like musicians as a class and like these two are famous. They are so famous. They are musicians, Ran and Stalin as a, so here the class represents the musicians, but the instance are called like are Ran and Stalin. Like these two are, they are the musicians, but the title given to them is musicians. Yes, and so like these are some of the layman's terms for visualization, for giving the proper definition. But in programmers terms and definitions for beginners, what class and what object is. Yes, in the simplest term. Okay, now the technical terminologies. It's some of the unique thing to be known. Even the declaration of n given statement, there exists concept of object oriented program. Yeah, in the simplest term, if you see int I, yeah, this is a normal definition. But there exists one of the biggest scope on this declarations here. Int represents a class, but the variable I represents a object of that class. Of which class? Of n class. So yes. So even the declaration of any statement in any of the in any of the programming language, even the declaration of an state represents, there exists the concept on object oriented programming. I guess I am I can say define, obviously define, define. Yes, and from in class we can create several objects. Yeah, I will let you know the point. From the in class we can create several objects. It's nothing. You can declare like int I comma int j and so on. Okay, yes, and so on. Yes. Key point T represents the in class, indicates what kind of data an object of its type can hold and what operations can be performed on this data. Yes, here the int represents a class and I represent the object. Yes, still we have some more some more examples on to go. Yes, class is thus a description of number of several objects. Yes, it specifies what data and what function will be included in object of the class. And moreover, if you declare the statements, this statement is something, it triggers a lot. It specifies what data and what function will be included in objects of the class. Yes, if you are defining a class, but inside the class there can be n number of stuffs like functions. The functions, it has its own behavior and so on. Yes, no, there's 3 points. Instead of standard class, you can think of user defined class. Probably it comes default class as well as the user defined class, but people will get focused to the important stuff called user defined classes. Employee, it's a class name, but each employee represents the object of the class. And this is the user defined way for class. And yes, the employee represents a class of employees, but it even represents employee 1, employee 2, and employee 3, and so on. So like there can be n number of employees. So here employee represents a group of employees. Thanks a lot. Hope keep safe. Thank you.